I'm just wondering, life is so strange at the moment that the only thing that's happening is football. So the scrutiny is huge, bigger than it's ever been. I'm just wondering how you are this lunchtime.
It's not football the only thing that's happening. It's really much for you the only thing that's happening. But there's a lot of stuff going around, politics, a lot of private things. So yes, football is a main thing. And I'm okay, absolutely okay. We had a training session before. We had a video and analyze meeting before, so both was really positive, and we are close to fly to Hungary, to Budapest, the first time in my life. So no, we are absolutely okay and ready to go.
You've been through so many things with these players and achieved so much. How would you sum up their mood right now?
Like you would imagine. So nobody's here ignoring the facts result-wise. But my job is now to do, and that's what's really important, because we have to keep the good things going. That's 100%. And if you saw the game against Leicester, if you saw the game against City, these were not two games which you would imagine afterwards we conceded 7 and maybe scored 2 or whatever. So the games looked for a majority of the game time completely different. In our situation at the moment, the things finally go against us because we made individual mistakes. So yes, we speak about them, but that's how it is with human beings. You make a mistake, not on purpose or whatever, it just happens. And how can we avoid them? And one time it's communication, and other times it's just making better offers, or all these kind of things. So we are always together in these moments, but the performance in the other periods of the game, we have to keep going. We have to, because we have to play good football to win football games, and that's what we are working on. So the mood of the boys is absolutely okay. We had better mood, you can imagine, but it's absolutely okay, and we are still ready for a real, on a proper fight.
Fantastic. And then change from TalkSport.
Jurgen, everybody in football seems to have an opinion on why Liverpool aren't winning at the moment. But why do you think things have been difficult of late? Is it mainly the injuries, or are the players tired, or is there a number of different reasons at play here?
I mean, so many people spoke about it. Somebody would have probably got it right or not. So it's I don't care what people say about it. If you are with us, you see the situation. You followed all the problem, through all the weeks and months since the season starts, and that you can see easily that is a summary or a mix of different things that happened. So and it's now not the time to explain it or whatever. I think you can really see it. Yes. So we had not so good games, and now in the last few games we played absolutely more than at Manchester United. Don't forget, in the cup, not in the situation we were in, and all these kind of things. Played a really good game, lost it, yes, but performance-wise was a good performance. Then we played 2 really good away games, and then we started losing again, but by playing not bad football. Brighton showed now, and meanwhile, in the period against everybody, how good they are, how they play really proper football. Yes, we lost, slightly unlucky, but they were good. And then the next 2 games, we were really good, really in the game. We forced ourselves to play confident football. It's all fine. In the end, we don't get anything because we make individual mistakes. So that was not always the case. But now it was about individual mistakes. Before that were some other reasons. And injuries had a big part in it. We cannot ignore that. It's just because it changed everything. The football team is like building a house. If the foundation is not right, then it's always a little bit shaky. Then the wind will go through it. I said it before. We cannot change that, but we work with it and on it. And that's what we did all the time. But it's the Premier League, and we are Liverpool, and nobody's happy with being 4th and 40 points and only level on points with Everton and all these kind of things. Nobody said that's completely fine. I have no problem with that. Just we have to deal with the situation. We cannot constantly talk about it. We have to sort it. So, and that's what we try. And I can see that on the pitch, that we work really hard on it. But after the game, people talk about result, and they were not good enough in the last 2-3 weeks. And we know that, but we still have to keep going.
Okay, Paul from the Times, and then Neil from Goal. Paul.
Yeah, again, there's been a lot of support for you from fans over the last 48 hours. The banner at the COP, for example. What do you make of that, the outpouring from Liverpool fans for you? And were you aware that there was rumours saying that you might leave on Saturday? The fans' banner, first of all.
So I heard about both. So yeah, the banner is nice. Obviously, not necessary. I don't think so. I don't feel that I need special support in a moment or whatever. But it's nice, very nice. And what was the other thing that I could leave? Would leave?
Rumors circulating, bookies odds and things like that.
So that I get a sack, or that I leave by myself, or what? What is about?
Yeah.
What was the rumors about?
Also, I've told Paul to move. The rumors were that you were leaving or taking a break.
Okay. Neither nor. Neither nor. I don't need a break. So I heard as well about that. Look, the last thing I want to do is talking about private things in a press conference. But everybody knows, yes, privately we had a absolute tougher time. But that is not only for now 3 weeks ago or whatever that was. That was a much longer time already. So we always deal with it as a family, 100%. And when I came here to the football club to work, I'm 53. I work in football since 30 years, as a coach since 20 years. I can split things. I can switch off one thing and the other thing. And I don't carry things around. If I'm private, I'm private. If I'm in football at a workplace, then I'm here. Of course, we are influenced by things that happen around, but nobody has to worry about me or whatever. I'm honestly, I might not look like this because the weather is not cool, and I'm white, and the beard gets more and more gray. All these kind of things. Yes, I don't sleep a lot. That's all true, and my eyes look like that's all fine. But I'm full of energy. Honestly, the situation is a challenge. I see it more as no, I don't want to have the situation, but now we are in, and now I see it as a challenge, an interesting challenge. So I cannot ask a lot of people. Nobody wrote a book about, again, how did you come in a situation like that and how do you sort it? But we will sort it. Will we sort it? And please, while we are doing it, everybody could be tricky. But sorting it by playing football, sorting it by sticking even more together, sorting it by fighting with all you have, sorting it by learning more than you can learn in each season we played before. Yeah, that's actually the plan we have. And that strange things happen injury-wise. If somebody comes to me and tells me this player, we have a player with a minor problem, and I can tell them it's a center half. It's how it is all the time. It's unbelievable. So without knowing who it is, I would say, okay, center half, and who is available at the moment, and that he has a problem. So that's the whole season like this, and I don't know why this happens. But how I said, we learned a lot. But in the moment, a lot of people obviously are not happy with the results. I get that, but I'm responsible for that, 100%. But we played still some pretty good stuff, and we should not. You can forget that. We cannot. Because that's the start for changing the things. That you change a situation like we are in with bad football, never heard about. Yeah, result, you need a result. But we are Liverpool, we cannot sit back and then we wait for some other teams 60 minutes until they come over the halfway line. So we have to be dominant, we have to play football, we do that. So massive challenge. I'm ready, the boys are ready, and we give our absolutely everything to sort it. And thanks for all the support. I don't read it. I don't really see it. So, but I people tell me, and so I'm very, very grateful for these kind of things. But they can really think about other things because nobody has to worry about me.
Thank you, Neil from Gold. And then we're going to go to the guys in order. Neil, then Jan, Gunther next, but Neil first.
Just to stick on the theme of the supporters, obviously they haven't been in the stadium this season. So apart from a couple of games, so you and the players haven't really been able to feel that. Is it nice sometimes just to get a reminder for the players and for yourself that, although everything's written and everything's said, that there is still a huge amount of support for you and the players worldwide?
Yeah, of course, that's nice. That's what we do this for the people. Will never change. I feel the responsibility so much when things don't go well. I really so. And I don't want anything to praise that whatever we are doing and stuff like this. No, it's all fine. But we know we do it for the people. That the majority of our people are still, and maybe even more so, with us. Yeah, it's nice to hear. It's nice to feel. It's nice. But I would prefer to fight this fight, what we are in a moment, with our people in the stadium. Coming in a situation like this, yeah, it's not what you wish for, but if you are in, you can show real unity and a real togetherness. And then if the stadium would be now full for the next 10 games, I would really love to fight together against this. So we fight together, obviously, just in different places. And yeah, knowing about the support is great.
Okay, terrific. So we're going to go Jan, if you can unmute. Jan, ask your question, and then Ulrich. These may be in German, by the way, and you can answer in German if you wish. Jan,
Herr Klopp, Jan Günther vom ARD Hörfunk. Was können Sie aus der Distanz?
ARD Radio. So what can you tell us about the career of Julian Nagelsmann? What are his particular skills and what are the strengths of RB Leipzig for you? Julian is an extraordinary talent. He's still young as a coach. He's already proven virtually everything that you can prove as a manager. He's talented, and he seems young, fresh, because he's young, but he's still also very experienced and serious, and he's got really a varied profile in terms of his teams as well and the way they play. There's a lot of variety, lot of flexibility. He's always got different ideas, different ways of reacting. He's got an absolute eye for players, where to play them, how to deal with the players. That's my impression of him. And he's just an outstanding manager already now. And in the future, when we're all old, he will be even better, I'm sure. When we will have to concentrate on other stuff in our lives, he will still be a major actor in football. So this is a promising long career for him as a manager. It's intensive. But we had a chat this week, actually, and he seemed very relaxed, happy, but also ambitious. Of course, we want to beat him tomorrow, but I will still definitely keep an eye on his career, and I'm absolutely convinced that he will still go places.
Ja, hallo Herr Klopp, Grüße aus Leipzig.
Yes, Mr. Klopp, hello from Leipzig. Can you hear me? Yes. People in Leipzig still rave about Naby Keïta. I mean, he's injured at the moment. How do you assess him also when he was in Liverpool? Liverpool, I think a friendly match was also agreed in the transfer. Will this match in Leipzig as a friendly still take place at some point when it's possible? Well, he's no longer injured, but he's not fit yet, Naby. He was in training yesterday, but it's not sufficient yet. So we'll be away for 2 days, and he will be in training. It's better than flying with us. Of course, he would have liked to be there when it's against Leipzig, Naby, but he's had some very great spells, but then obviously, you have to say he's had too many injuries as well, which hasn't helped a lot. But he's played some really great games for us, scored important goals, has contributed to our success last year. He was always involved, despite the injuries. But these were unfortunate moments, when you look at his injuries. It was just minor things, but which kicked him out from the team. But he's got an excellent perspective. He's a great player. And in terms of injuries, we all have to go through these difficulties. But once that's behind you, we'll have another absolutely great player. This friendly match, I don't know. I'm not the one who's making the decision, but I assume if it's been agreed, it will take place once it's possible. But we need to kind of get through these difficult times at the moment now. I think this kind of transfer-friendly match, if that happens, I will be happy to go to Leipzig and play the match there, of course.
So those of you who are currently in the attendees, I'm sorry for those who put their hands up a little bit too late. I think it's everybody. If you'd like to take the hands down, then when Jordan Henderson comes in, we'll take the next set of questions. But Michael and Javier, Michael.
Hallo Herr Klopp, Michi Milewski von der Bild-Zeitung. Zwei schnelle Fragen. Sie hatten eben gesagt, Sie hatten mit Herrn Nagelsmann...
You said that you were in contact with Mr. Nagelsmann. Was it a phone call or was it a text message? And Ralf Rangnick was saying that recently he was saying that Liverpool was going to win at 65%. Now he's on a 50-50 prediction. Who's the favorite for you? Well, UEFA organized the contact with me and Julian, and they sold it to everybody. It was by request. from UEFA. It was a Zoom chat, took a bit longer, but I'm quite happy with that assessment, 50-50. If we go full throttle, then I think 65% of a likelihood of winning might be appropriate as well. I don't know whether that's important. 50-50 is something I can live with. 50-50 means I have the chance of winning. And Leipzig as an underdog, I don't know. Leipzig will go full throttle as well. They play very good football as well. And we have situations we can build on where we play good football but haven't got the results recently. This is a knockout stage now, of course, so someone's going to be knocked out, literally, and we will do everything that we will not be the ones, that we will continue. But yes, a 50% chance is absolutely sufficient for me.
And then for those of you who want to ask questions for Jordan Henderson, who's on next, if you could start putting the hands up now. But Javier, I hope I pronounced correctly, to finish our press conference.
Hallo Herr Klopp, Herr Nagelsmann, Ihr Kollege warnte
Mr. Klopp, Mr. Nagelsmann, your colleague, was saying that the Champions League basically is the last remaining chance of silverware for you. And he was saying that your team is even more dangerous because of that. It reminds us of the situation in Madrid, actually, in the past. As a team, as a manager, can you focus on a competition like this? The Champions League, you said quite rightly, it's the knockout stages now. So to what degree does this absence of supporters in your away match, inverted commas, actually matter? Well, the lack of supporters doesn't play a role. I mean, we've been doing it for a while. It's not nice, but it's not going to change. So this is not going to matter. The other part of the question, what was it? Is Leipzig still in the German Cup?
Javier?
Ja.
Ist Leipzig noch im DFB-Pokal?
Ja, die spielen
Leipzig still in the German Cup. Yes, they will still play against Bochum, if I remember correctly. Right. Okay, so we only have one chance of winning silverware. And they've got two, of course, at least Leipzig. But that's not related to the question. If you're in the last 16 of the Champions League, you want to go to the quarterfinals, of course. And that's our plan. It will be difficult. No problem for me. Last 16 means the 16 best teams in Europe, and we're still part of them. And accordingly, we would like to go for it. What's cool about football is no matter what the outcome of the previous matches, you've got the same chance for the next match. And you have to keep that faith. And sometimes you lose faith and you need to get faith back. We know how difficult it is against Leipzig. I assume Leipzig know how difficult it is against us. And we'll just try to make sure that our football, that can still be excellent, wins. It just hasn't been the results recently. And that's what we're going to start changing tomorrow night.